This is just hopefully going to be a quick video. It might not be, it might end up being 15-20 minutes, who knows. Of a quick comparison between the S&T PPSH and the Snow Wolf PPSH. Now, you might wonder why I have both. Well, this one, the Snow Wolf, came up on a website, on a forum, for such a good price. I thought, well, the internet tells me they're the same thing, they're just rebranded for different, they're just rebranded. Well, they're not. They are actually different, they are not the same. Internally they might be, but I've already noticed that the trigger guard is missing a hole. The blowback is thicker than the S&T one. On the Snow Wolf is thicker than the S&T. The hopup is different on the Snow Wolf compared to the S&T. We've got a glossy black finish on the S&T, and we've got a dull black finish on the Snow Wolf. Yeah, so we'll look at that in a minute. But so I've had my S&T for about 2.5 years now. It died after 100 rounds. I was using an 8.4 NIM battery, which was the lowest powered battery I had, knowing S&T and their quality, should we say. And it stripped the piston. 100 rounds, stripped the piston, brand new from a shop. So I opened it up, I changed the piston, and then I looked at it and I thought, well, you know what, I've got it open. So I changed the motor. There's 12-to-1 gears in there. There's a M110. It might be an M100 or an M110. It's only shooting 335 on a 0.2, but on a 0.25 the joules are 1.14, and my sight I play at does it in joules, so I can't increase the power anymore because I go over the joule limit. So yeah, they do joules, they don't do FPS to eliminate joule creep, because some people were taking the piss a little bit and using heavier weights with more power, you know, at 350, heavier weights, more joules, and it was, yeah, they're just trying to eliminate that. We'll get in there in a second, but I did manage to get a stainless steel bearing spring guide and keep the quick change spring function. So you're not stuck with the standard one in there if you've got this and you're thinking about it. I can't remember where I got it from. It might have been AK2M4. He's a British guy. He's got he stocks a lot of ZCI, a lot of SHS. I use him for a lot of my stuff. But yeah, SHS piston with steel teeth, SHS cylinder head, double O-ring piston. The nozzle is a weird size. I think the nozzle is proprietary. It is plastic. It is a perfect air seal until I put this on with the tappet plate and it leaks like a sieve. However, it is not bad. I can still shoot. It's still good. I still get consistent shots. It's not a massive faux pas. That's why I've kind of left it as it is. I've used this heavily. This has done over 20,000 rounds since I pimped it. I got an ASG 22,000 motor in there, 12-to-1 gears. I think I said that. And yeah, this does about, on a 7.4, because I don't use 11.1s because I've just had bad experiences with 11.1s. This is the one I use for this one. And yeah, on a 7.4 it does about 16, 17 rounds a second, which I don't need 25. Nobody needs 25. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I play in the woods, just spamming 50 BBs at someone who's probably out of range anyway. It's just a waste of money in my eyes. But it's quick enough that I'm happy with the rate of fire. So, yeah, the S&T also broke pot metal. I've got it. I just can't figure out how to reattach it. The Snow Wolf one feels a lot thicker. We'll get onto that in a second. So that's that. We'll get to that. We'll do the stocks first. Now, one is wood, one is plasticky faux wood. It is different. There's a couple of shelves in here, and there's a couple of shelves on the front. The real wood S&T one has no such thing. So the stock is different. Yes, I know it's different material. Probably it's a strengthening thing or something like that, but So battery space. Let me get old Torchy Moo. The Snow Wolf, quite a lot. There is quite a lot of battery space in there. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I throw that in there, it just disappears. So there's quite a lot of room in there. Oh, oh dear, it goes even further. Okay, so there is a lot of room in there. Actually not bad, that's quite good. Anyway, so that's the stock. The butt plate is pretty much the same. It's exactly the same as far as I can see. Pop that on the floor, get it out of the way. The S&T one looks better. Yeah, I mean, well, I know it fits because I use it, but you know, there's quite a lot of room in there. So yeah, plus when you got the wire in there. The other thing to note, the S&T is literally plug motor. The Snow Wolf came with a fuse. I have bodged this because I'm not keeping the Deans on here, so ignore the tape. It's literally just so that I don't electrocute myself. That's going on a different gun. I'm planning on using this as a spare for this, but I might not be able to do that. Now I know that it's possibly slightly different, but we'll see. We'll see what happens when we get inside. I originally just wanted that, but because that broke, but that is thicker than that. That does not fit on the S&T. It hits the front supports here for the blowback system, whereas this fits on both because it's thinner than that. I could file it down. I could file that down. I'm thinking. I'll think about it. But we'll see. So, stock wise, yeah, this mine's been heavily used. As I said, 20,000 rounds. I do 2 drum mags in a morning sometimes, depending on the gameplay and the weather and styles and stuff like that. I've recently HPA'd my M14 EBR, so I've been using that quite a lot. I've got a G&G RK74 in Partisan SS Leto camo to match my loadout. I've got an 8 fields. I've got the same camo, chest rig and outfit. I've got a Action Army T10 and a SIU bull puppy thing there. Carbine kit for my G18. I've got another gun coming, but it's not really anything special. It's just an ICS PDW9. Right, let's get back to why we're here. We'll do the receivers. So, S&T one. I know it's the S&T one because it's got made in China slapped massively on it. And the feed tube is part of the receiver, as you see there. Yeah, standard sort of metal. It's just sort of bolted in there. Yeah, it's quite cool. It's quite light. It's quite light. This one, the Snow Wolf one, I know it's a Snow Wolf one because there is no feed tube because it's on a weird extra hopup-y bit over there. So, but this one is heavy. It is really heavy, and it's unfortunate because that, I mean, the gun's heavy anyway with the wood stock, but this is heavy. It is ridiculous how heavy that is. In fact, I'm going to go get some scales. Boom, scales. Right, so S&T, I don't know how much the scales go up to. 287? That's grams. Snow Wolf, oh, Jesus, it's half a kilo. Jesus Christ. It does feel really good. I mean, the S&T feels, it just feels like I could squidge it. The Snow Wolf one is solid. I mean, that is it's heavy. That's a shame because I can't use it on the S&T because the S&T needs that. and I've got no way of mounting that in there. Focus. So, okay, that's a shame. So yeah, so other than the feed tube, it looks pretty much identical. Apart from it being heavier. Some nice little sort of rivet looking kind of things on the S&T. Yeah, it's not much really. Both look very similar. Yeah. Okay, so that's the receivers. We'll do the front barrel assembly. Now this is, oh, noise. This is quite interesting up in here. So, Snow Wolf on the top. Snow Wolf, as you can see, it's a duller, it's a duller finish. We got a gloss black, we got a dull, sort of like a matte black. The outer barrel is thicker on the Snow Wolf than it is on the S&T, by quite some margin. Coming back to the hopup, and as I said, the hopup is different. So here's your S&T one. Same hopup dial, it looks like. Same mounting procedure. There's two little Allen keys in there which hold that in there. There's a spring in there, there's a spring in there, and then this just pings out that way. But yeah, but the BBs feed up into there, nozzles in there. Boo. This one is, I guess it feeds up into there, and then it's got to push it straight through here, and the hopup rubber is right on the end there. It's not going to focus, is it? Oh, it might. Light. Yeah. So that's not great. I know. I'm sorry. So the hopup is different. I'm fairly certain I could put this in this and use this in the wood. That I might try in a minute. We'll see how that goes actually. The inner barrel is shorter. Okay, so my S&T one is right there. You see that? You see the silver? It's got a 6.01 in there. 275 mil, 6.01. I think it's a ZCI. Why 6.01? Well, why not? I use really good ammunition. I've never had a break or a jam or anything like that. As long as your ammo is good, you can use a 6. You start buying the cheap stuff. Well, that's your own fault. But I use mid-quality BBs. I'm not talking. I don't spend 20 quid on a pack of BBs. But Nuprol. I tend to shoot Nuprol 2.5s. I shoot BAW from Airsoft World 2.5s. They both really do really well. This will hit. This with the setup that I've got. There's a Mad Ball accelerator hopup rubber in there. I like Mad Ball. It does the job. This will hit 65 meters, and every single BB will hit a man-sized target. The spread on this is literally 0 at 60 meters on a .25. I mean, people at the range want to shoot this when I get it out. They like the blowback, because I do enjoy having the blowback. I know people say it's crap, but I do enjoy the blowback. That's why I got the gun, sort of, in the first place. But yeah, this will hit 60 meters easy on a .25, with very little sort of arc. So I like to have a nice sort of a little bit of an up, and then it sort of fades off, and yeah, easily. So yeah, my inner barrel on the S&T is here. It was a straight swap, so the standard barrel, which is in there somewhere, did the same. Brass came all the way up to the end. Sorry. The finish on the S&T is not great. It is starting to come off. I mean, I have used it a lot. It's been it's been one of my favourite guns to shoot, and if I ever get an opportunity, I will just run out there with a couple of drum mags. As I said, I've only had this Snow Wolf for a day, maybe 2 days, and I've only just taken it apart today. So I am learning kind of with you as I stop and start the video and take this apart. But yeah, the barrel for this, this is going to be terrible, and I apologise for trying to do this. It's not going to work, is it? The barrel is way down in there. It must be like a 200mm barrel or something. It is. Well, let's throw something down there. Can I get something down there? Oh, Allen key. So it's there. Alright, so it's that far down from there. Jesus. So that's where the inner barrel is on the Snow Wolf. And that's where the inner barrel is. So what is that? So yeah, so if I went from there, if I did that, where's my rule? 70mm. So there's a 200mm barrel in this particular Snow Wolf. Maybe somebody swapped it out. I don't know. I don't know that. I literally bought it off a guy who had it hanging on his wall and said, you know what, I don't want this anymore. But yeah, so the barrel stops about here. So straight away, you're going to want to flip that out straight away. But yeah, it looks the same. That might be a swap, because this does feel. Although, should we weigh it? Let's weigh it. Let's go for it. Why not? We're here. Let's do it. I'm doing all of this on the fly, so I am sorry. I don't do YouTube videos really. If you look at my channel, I've got like 4. So that's a kilo, just over a kilo. Alright, that's the Snow Wolf. So the Snow Wolf, just over a kilo, 1088. Oh, the S&T's is heavier. I guess maybe the longer barrel. Well, no, it's about maybe this lump of metal and the longer barrel. No, it wouldn't add. It's only added 100 grams. Not even 100 grams. So it's what? Yeah, it's only 30 grams, 40 grams. Okay, yeah, so close. Oh, noise. So okay, that's cool. So we'll get on to. Did I mention the fuse? Yeah, the Snow Wolf came with a fuse. The S&T is just straight into the motor. Also, this, you're going to notice straight away that the black is going to the red. Yeah, negative to positive. This is, I wired this plug up as I took the Tamir off and put the Deans on. I wired it up. Red to positive, black to negative. Turns out this was wired incorrectly. So I've had to swap these over. I could have swapped that over, but then I didn't want the confusion of plugging in a red to a black, and if I sell the gun and people get a bit. So yeah, so from factory, the wires were on the wrong way and wired up the wrong way at the other end. Whether you believe me or not is up to you, but I'm just, just telling you how it is. Let's get rid of those scales. She's going to be angry I use them for gun stuff and not pasta, but whatever. So the trigger guard is different, just by a hole. So there's an extra hole in the S&T one. You know it's the S&T one because it's got the S&T serial number on there. Looks the same, just got an extra hole. Okay. So that's that. This blowback system. Mine sheared off because of the crappy metal. I only recently found out that it was a thing, that it just falls off. I guess it's the increase in rate of fire maybe, and the now it's doing more and stuff. But 20,000 rounds and then it broke. That's more than some people who shoot guns, so I can't complain. Looks very similar the metal on this is thicker. It is definitely thicker. It is definitely heavier. It's Mr. Scales again. I should have just left them out. What a penis. So my broken S&T one, 61 grams. This is going to be heavier because it's got the safety on it, so it's 88. But yeah, safety's dodgy on this one. It just sometimes it clicks, sometimes it doesn't. It's a bit. So that's that. Blowback system. The Snow Wolf springs are. They're probably the same. They look about the same. This one's kinked because I fucked up when I was doing something with it, but it still works perfectly fine. So the bars, the blowback bars, are exactly the same. The screws that hold the receiver to the gearbox on the Snow Wolf are longer than the S&T ones. So if you need that, these clips, if you ever lose them, I'll dig out what I've got, but I found somebody on eBay in England who was selling a pack of 10 of them, and it was like £2. So I mean, I haven't lost any yet. In fact, no, I lost one, which is why I had to buy one. I also found an extra one. If you have a look at that, I've got 3 there, but there's one on that one, and oh, there's one on that one. One of these was stuck to the motor. I found it stuck to the motor, so I got a free clip. I think it was 1.5 mil, or was it 1.8? I'll tell you what, I'm gonna have a look. Okay, so they're 1.5 mil C clips. Alright, if you search 1.5 C clips, somebody hopefully might be selling a little bag, but yeah, I think I got a bag of 5. Maybe I got 5, because there's 4 in there and I used 1 for over there. So I got a pack of 5, 1.5 mil. Honestly, £2 I think this cost me off at eBay. If you're lucky. There's my. That's what I have from Airsoft World. I've got some mags over there. Oh, let's get rid of. Oh, there's another one. I've got loads. Got them coming out my ears. Right, so where are we at? So some subtle differences there. That's thicker than that a little bit. Springs are the same. Guide rods look like they're the same. They're the same length. They are. Alright, so the Snow Wolf is slightly shorter than the S&T. The S&T are probably 1 mil longer, maybe 2 mil longer, with a rough measurement, very rough. So let's have a look at gearboxes. Apart from the obvious difference, Snow Wolf stamped on the side of the gearbox, we have, trying to not get in the light here, there's a hole there. So that's the safety lever. There's a hole there. There isn't a hole in the S&T. That's an 8 mil bearing. These just look like standard things. So the trigger spring is a small one. Snow Wolf is a long one. I've measured from there to there, and that is the same distance as there to there. Just a different spring. It just looks longer or bigger. I keep getting in the way of the light. So that's this side. Obviously this is completely stock. Wiring does look and feel better than the S&T, but the S&T does feel a bit like they put a little bit more effort into it. There's heat shrink all the way around here. It's clipped in quite nicely. The Snow Wolf is loose. It's quite baggy. It's, you know, there's not a lot of play on this when it's in its little holder. There's a lot of play in this. Yeah. Decocking lever. long spring, S&T, short spring. Yeah, that's a bearing. It's not spring catch. Yeah, so there's a few differences, but nothing jumping out. Selector on the S&T is, I'm looking at the wrong one, genius, is flat, boring. It's just, yeah. The Snow Wolf one, it's got little ridges in it. It actually, you know, it looks, to the eye, it looks better than the S&T. Trigger also looks and feels nicer than the S&T. The S&T is quite rough. The Snow Wolf's quite smooth. Louder click, much louder click with the Snow Wolf than the. If you want to see the, I've done a video recently. Basically, this stopped firing or firing sporadically, and my trigger contacts were black. So I just showed some. It's just a very. Well, I say it's a quick video. It's like 20 minutes long, but it's just popping that out. It's how easy it is just to pop that out, take it up, scrape off the carbon build up, and put it back together. And now this is shooting lovely. Should we do a quick? Let's do a quick. Well, it's, mine's been pimped, so it's going to be better than this, but we'll do a quick fire test. Right, so 1300 7.4. This is the Snow Wolf. Find a better way to. Oh, this is awkward. It's loud, but sounds alright. Just quick swap back. Right, same battery. On my one, let's put it in semi first. This is my one. Yeah, I like it. It's shimmed quite well. It was a bit of a dick to shim. I'm by no means am I a tech. I'm not your Negative Airsoft or your anyone famous like that. I try my best. You know, I'm a mechanical engineer by trade, and I was quite scared of opening this one up because I'd say I'm new to the hobby. I've been doing this for about 12 years. I've been playing airsoft for about 12 years now. So never opened one up. This was the first one I decided to open up. I've not had to open up one previously. This was the first gun I've ever had where it died straight after buying it, and I had to do something with it. I could have sent it back to the shop, yes, but they would have just put in another piston, and then 3 weeks down the line I'll probably be doing it myself anyway. So the RK74 I've had for about a year and a half, completely stock. I've changed, put a marksman stock on there, foregrip. I've got the X Cortex tracer unit on there, little cheeky red dot sight, and I shoot AK-74, AK-47 Lonex flash mags, high caps, painted in the same camo. Yeah, that very quiet, very good. Standard stock 55-60 meters on a .25. It does about 340 feet per second. Really good, really impressed with that. That's my WE, I love that, and we've talked about that previously. So on the other side, well, I'll flip this over, haven't we? Right, so I'm going to open this one, and I'm going to open this one, and we'll see what's inside. Now, bearing in mind I've changed all of this, so you can't really compare this as a standard. It's unfortunate, but we'll have a look at this one and see if I can do some swapping. Because, well, that's what we're here for, isn't it? Right, let's see what I can do. Right, so just quickly, this is the stainless steel ball bearing one that I got. You see there, it's got an Allen head in there, so you can take it out. Yeah, Oh, it's just not focusing properly, is it? Don't be a dick. Anyway, trust me, there's an Allen key in there. Allen. Yep. Oh, magnetic. I've just come to take this one out so I can strip the gearbox, and it's just a hole. How? It's not going to focus. It's just a hole. How am I supposed to get that out? Unless... Alright, no. Right, so there was nothing quick change about that. It's just a hole. There is no way to put an Allen key to be able to get it out. It's just a hole with a screw thread. I just got a pair of long nose pliers and I had to bite it and turn it, bite it and turn it, and then it wouldn't really come out of the slots. It's a very snug fit in there. But with a little bit of persuasion it's popped out, but that was not a quick change, I can tell you that right now. My one, this one, just got an Allen key that just put that in, turn it, it's popped out, it's done. So, as you see, this is just your standard. I mean, it's steel, it's definitely steel, but it's just a lump of steel, that's it. There's nothing on the spring or anything. It's a slightly shorter spring than my one, but I've upgraded mine, so it's probably just I've put a longer one in. Yeah, that was terrible. Okay, let's open it up. One quick difference. There's a screw there, so I've got to take this off. There isn't on the S&T. I normally leave this on, but now on the Snow Wolf, I've got to take it off to get to that screw. Also, the back of this is solid. This has a recess, so not quite the same gearbox, slight difference, and yeah, as well as an added screw on the Snow Wolf compared to the S&T. Tappet plate spring, you can see in there, is smaller. Oh Jesus, look at that, that's massive. Yeah, so this is almost, I'm going to take that off, but this is almost ready to come apart. Okay, so Snow Wolf trigger spring fits the S&T quite nicely. My one is a bit, I've taken this apart hundreds of times, lubing it and greasing it and keeping on top of it. So as I say, over 20,000 rounds, so I've had to take it apart a couple of times. And this is, the S&T quality is showing there, it's a bit bent. It doesn't feel like it pulls the trigger back, and when we get in it you'll see that the trigger is barely touching this trigger mechanism to be able to operate the micro switch up here. But the trigger spring fits. Right, so we are in. So as far as I know, the previous owner has done nothing to this, so I'm guessing this is all factory grease in here. We've got some shims, it has been shimmed. Mine obviously has been shimmed. Yeah, I use my own grease. This looks disgusting, I know it looks disgusting, but this is actually a sort of it's not a secret mix, but it's a mix I like to use, and this has done 20,000 rounds, and there is a little bit of wear on there where I couldn't really get it perfectly shimmed, and there's a tiny little bit on but this grease has just done wonders. There's your trigger box, there's your silly trigger bar right there, you select a switch. So that's the S&T, and we'll have a look at the, so we got JG. We've got a JG gear stamp there, plastic piston, plastic teeth by the looks of it, loads of grease up. I'm going to have a look, but I bet there's no air seal. There's the weird hopup-y do-brad, see, the S&T doesn't have it. S&T doesn't have it. Snow Wolf does. Tappet plate, looks similar. Yeah, looks similar. Although that's got a bit of a delayer on it, whereas mine doesn't. There's foam on this bit. I don't have foam on my bit. Racist. There's a hole there. There's not a hole there. What is that hole for? I guess. It is a shorter. Yeah, it does have a shorter body pin, so maybe that hole's been drilled in for when the trigger guard goes on there. The trigger guard goes. Maybe the screws a bit longer. Yeah. Not a lot of lube in there. There's a little bit there. This is some sort of pot metal zinc. Mine's black. I guess it's just been coloured black or painted. It's probably the same material. Yeah, what's that say on there? Okay, that's quite cool. Although the S&T one is quite hidden in there. You know, you've got a contact there, you've got a contact there for the wires. There's a massive bit there. It's got a red bottom to it as well. Okay, interesting. Let's just. So yeah, if you ever want to, it's literally, they're both held on by friction by these two pins. So yeah, so I'm guessing probably that means nothing to me. I'll open that up in a second and have a look. It does look similar. Can't really pinpoint anything. Obvious. I've changed all my gears, so the standard one may have had a delayer or whatever that is. I'm not massively clued up on gearboxy stuff. I do what I have to do. I don't need to know everything about it. Trigger looks the same. Trigger bar is the same. Yeah. Selector switch looks the same. Just this one, it looks better than that one. I'm going to swap them over. So yeah. So let's get the piston out. Let's get our piston out. Come, my friend, come. Oh, it's red. It's red. Interesting. Fuck off. Oh, if you ever wanted to disable the blowback, you can just take this out. If you don't want to open the gearbox, all you have to do, and it is as simple as this, yeah, is lift this. When this is all assembled, yeah, you just lift this up, let it spring forward and put it down, and make sure that's at the back. Yeah, now this will stay forward while your piston goes backwards and forwards. Yeah, you could just do that. That's it. However, when you need to open this up, you know, you click the back in to pivot it up. You need to pull this back when you do that, because this will stay forward. And when I say pull it back, you can't pull it all the way back because it's going to hit that, so you can't safety latch it unless you do that. But if you remember, if you're going to open it up, break it in half, tip it up, if you just pull that back a little bit while you do it, then this will shoot forward and stay there, and it will probably look something like that. But that is as easy. If you want to disable the blowback, that is it. That is the easiest way. I mean, you can open it up and you can remove this like that, and you've done the same thing. And you can still pull this back and lock it without having to fuck about with anything. But why would you buy a blowback? And then it's literally this. This is your blowback piece. Yeah, the piston comes back, it hits this, it pushes this back, which pulls that back. Yeah, that is it. Yeah, I have not noticed. I mean, this slides really well on this, but this has, whether it's on or whether it's off, it has not affected my feet per second, my power, my shooting, nothing. On the S&T, can't say about the Snow Wolf because we haven't got that far yet. Right, this is proving to be a little bit of a dick. So 2 seconds. Right, so it is plastic with a steel first tooth. There is a slight air seal. It is not great, but there is an air seal. I think if I gave it a clean, yeah, it's covered in grease in there. I think if I gave it a clean, the air seal might come back, but it's not exactly worn. No, it's not too bad. Yeah, get what you pay for, I guess. Standard, what is that, a 4/5 or a 3/4 ported cylinder, and your usual plastic and brass. That was quite nice. That's just all plastic. Tappet plate and nozzle. I'm trying to get it so that I don't light. So that's going to be, so they're similar. There's no reason that wouldn't. So why did they mount this feed tube into the gearbox? Why didn't they just do what S&T did and mount it there? Okay, but whatever, it's all good. It's all good. That's why we're here. We're learning shit. Yeah. Something I did notice. It's so shit that this is dark. That to that is different from that to that. As you can see, it's a really long pin. The S&T is a really short pin, and the spring is thinner on the Snow Wolf and longer, whereas the S&T is a thick, short one. I guess in the cylinder is going to be the same. Yeah, the same. I went for the same ported cylinder because I didn't want to over volume anything. That's the cylinder recommended for the length of barrel. So that's why I went with that. Oh, this video is getting long. So yeah, so it's similar, very similar. I'm going to open this, see what it looks like to my one, because I might nick it. Or I might nick the parts. If it's identical parts, it's not. I straight away it's not identical parts because they're brass. They're not brass, and that sticks out miles. Whereas my one, it's just a little bit of gold. So I'll just pop that open. It's easy. It's just a flat blade. Just split those two in half, and then it just pops open. Let's do that. So similar setup. Just that's shit. So there's what's inside there. There's your oh, what am I doing? There's your switch. Your arm presses that, joins the two up that. That's what you're hearing. S&T, quieter, but as you can see, it's gold. I'm guessing that's gold coated. Maybe it's even brass. This looks like it's tinned. The wire fell off. Oh, the wire fell off. I peeled it back. The wire snapped. So badly soldered. Badly soldered. I literally went like that, and it went ding. So that's all right. I can sort that out. So yeah, it looks very similar. My trigger contacts are a little bit worn because I've used it so much. The Snow Wolf ones have still got a dome, so I might swap them out. I might swap the parts over. It looks similar. Looks similar. Okay, so that might save me a couple of quid. Don't even know where I'd get another one of these when that goes tits up. But yeah, so some parts are good, some parts not so good. Not 100% the same, mostly. Yeah, so we'll call it there because this video's got incredibly long. Didn't mean it to go on for this long. So we covered stock, we covered receiver, we covered the barrels and the fact the barrels are different, the hop-ups are different. I might see if I can put that on the S&T because I like that matte finish opposed to the gloss finish. We'll see. Gearbox looks similar, although there's a defect there. There's an actual milled hole there, so I guess it's just really thin there. It's not great, is it? But yeah, looks the same. Well, there's that hole in the back there. There isn't one in the S&T, so maybe the S&T's casing's a bit better quality. Never thought I'd say that. Oh, there's also no pins for the other half of this, whereas the S&T has pins, so that's why there's foam on that then to stop that rattling about, because there's no way of securing it. Okay, so there's pins on the bottom, there's not pins on that side. On the S&T there's pins there, and there's pins there to hold that snug. Okay, that's quite cool. It makes me feel a little bit better. I'm definitely going to swap that out if that fits. That's going to be good. That's going to look better. And I was going to do the wiring as well, but after that just snapped just moving it over here. I do a lot of soldering at work. I do a lot of fine soldering. I do a lot of big soldering, fine soldering, 32 wire gauge, sometimes smaller. Yeah, I don't have my solder joints snapped like that, so and I've done a lot of solder joints, so yeah, so I'm not going to clean this up. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to see what I can put into my one to make my one better. This is basically going to be a parts haul. I'll probably change the trigger switches over because this looks brand new. Mine has done 20,000 rounds, and as you can see, look, they look flat. They look nice and round, so that will probably give me another 20,000 rounds. I did think about putting a MOSFET in there, but it is quite tight getting it in and out of the stock with the wires. It's just finding the right way of routing them, and do I want to go that route when it's been fine for 2 years? Yes, the trigger contacts have carboned up, but that happens to every airsoft rifle that runs this kind of thing. So yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm going to leave it. Let me know if you've got any thing I might be able to go into detail with, but basically the extent of my knowledge is what you have just seen. I can't tell you much else. I'm thinking of doing one on my WE. I figured out a way to not have the mags vent, and I've used this for 2 or 3 games now, and I've not had one mag vent. I don't know if you watch Scout the Doggy or anything like that, but Dateless and his M14 used to vent gas, yeah. And I figured out if you pull the bolt catch back and you lock it, put the magazine in, and then let the bolt go forward with the bolt release catch, I have not had a vented mag, and I've used this. I've probably done 20-25 mags in this. So my main concern, I used to have the wooden one, many years ago. I had it too early, but I was inexperienced with gas, let alone airsoft and all that sort of stuff, and I jumped straight in and got a WE-M14, and every other shot was venting the mag, and then I had to put more, and then so that's fully kitted out. Ratec in a barrel, stainless steel Ratec internals, the nozzle's got MPAS. It's got all the Ratec trigger grouping, all that sort of stuff. This thing is a beast. I love this. Last time I used it, and unfortunately, it's put a couple of these on the sideline. This is my AACT10S. I got the short version, and don't let people put you off. This has got a 300mm barrel in it. It's shooting 450 feet per second, which is on the limit for joules. As I said, my sight does joules. On a .43, this does 110 meters. Yeah, I'm not lying. I've got videos on my channel. I say channel on my account of hitting people 70, 80, 90 meters away, easy. With that, it has since had a few other different upgrades, but compared to the video, it's pretty much the same. It's the same gun. I'm using a slightly heavier weight ASG .43s, and I've still got the stock hopup unit, but I've got a maple leaf hopup rubber. So you don't have to have the VSR10. It shoots absolutely fine on the stock hopup. I just changed the rubber, the unit. I just changed the hopup rubber. The spring's been changed. The spring, there's the 90 degrees in there. That I've got a Springer Works V2 trigger and stuff like that. But that's not why you're here. I tend to waffle. I'm sorry. Yeah. So that's that. Any questions? Let me know. I'm going to struggle. Mag compatibility. Actually, just to finish this Jesus video, hour-long video. Drum mags was fine. They both. I've got 3. One of them was a broken one I've used for donor parts. To fix another one, a friend of mine dropped it. It destroyed the internals. The plastic. The internals of these are all plastic, and he dropped it from quite a height. Stick mags. One came with the Snow Wolf. I bought the other one separate from my S&T. The Snow Wolf one had these 2 raised bits. Let's see if we can get a better. I had to file them down to fit the S&T. I didn't do a great job. Didn't do a great job at all. But I'll tidy that up when I get 5 minutes. But yeah, I had to. The Snow Wolf mag that came with the Snow Wolf PPSH, I had to file that down because it would not fit in the mag well because of these lumps. Now this one I got off of Bespoke Airsoft, which is apparently just an S&T Snow Wolf magazine, and it's different. It is different. It doesn't have the... And the window's slightly smaller. I haven't checked if these feed yet because I had to do the trigger contacts, and then I thought, well, I've opened it up, I'll do a video. So I'll check that they both feed. These are 550 rounds, high caps, and then there's 2 working and 1 is dead. Yeah, shooting all of that in one game would be hilarious. But yeah, so that'll do. I'm just going to swap over some stuff, put it back together, see what fits, see what doesn't, and that'll be it. Thanks for putting up for this hour-long video. I hope I haven't been too boring. As I say, I don't do this for a living, so shit happens. Alright, be safe, see you later.